For months, we've been building this off-grid cabin in the woods. We started with absolutely no building experience, a lot of optimism, and somehow this tiny structure survived framing mistakes, winter storms, and a whole lot of learning the hard way. But from the outside, it needs help, badly. So we're doing what two reasonable people would do. Instead of buying off-the-shelf siding, we're making our own from scratch, taking milled wood and burning it with fire on purpose. And if we can pull this off, this will be the moment our cabin stops looking like a construction project and finally like the cabin we always imagined. To be honest, we've been waiting for this moment since we started. This is going to be the biggest transformation, and there's nothing left to do but to do it. And before we get started, there is a little bit of prep work we need to do to keep all those pests and critters out from behind our siding. The first step we need to do before we install our siding is install some bug screen at the bottom of our rain screen. So what Paige is doing right now is tucking in aluminum bug screen behind our wall strapping. And then we're going to flip that kind of like a taco to our first piece of siding. And that way, no bugs can get into our drainage plane, our rain screen, whatever you want to call it, that's behind our siding. If you're wondering, these pieces of strapping are a way for us to not only have something to fasten the pieces of siding to, but they also create a drainage plane in a ventilation space, which is particularly important with wooden cladding, because if any water got behind there, now it has a place to drip down, but also breathe. With Paige done these bug screens now, I gotta get up on the ladder and put in our final set of nails on our strapping. It's never not awkward. Naturally, when I got up there, the nail gun was acting up. Something's up with the nail gun. The seal broke in the gasket, so it's down to hand bombing some, because the only nails we have fit that gun, so we clipped them off the coil. Yeah, the last thing we really wanted to do was to hand bomb every nail. But I mean, clipping them off was probably a lot worse. These are the only exterior rated nails that we have, so. It's not, you're filming on that one, are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Okay, we got the bug screen installed, and now we're ready for our first pieces. But first, Paige, we gotta figure out some things.
Yes.
To me, there's two ways we can do this. We can burn all the pieces and then cut the 45 so we can have a nice mitered corner.
Well, the measurement up there is gonna be different from the measurement down here because it's gonna hit this board in a different spot.
Theoretically, if this is square enough, everything should...
It's not square enough though, because I used...
It's not gonna be in here though, baby. It's gonna be on top of this. Well, we can also shoot a laser and see how out it actually is. We use that measurement straight up.
Oh, these corners are gonna be a nightmare, aren't they?
If you wanna do smaller pieces, these are a little more flush, right? But then you want the inside of that miter.
And then do the first bottom one on the other side. We can know everything's hunky-dory. I think we go see what happens. Good luck to us.
Most of our confusion lied on if we were gonna do mitered corners that look really clean, or a corner board, which is a lot easier. We're excited, doesn't mean that we know what we're doing.
Oh no, I'm very excited. It's just the first board is going to be difficult. And then also the first board on every single side to make sure that they're all in line with each other, or things are gonna look quite messed up as we go.
Laser level.
Yep.
Okay, so on to the siding. And if you don't know, sugiban is an 18th century Japanese method of charring wood that resists rot, insects, weather, and UV damage. And traditionally, these boards were burned over an open fire and lasted anywhere between 80 to 100 years.
What I think is really cool about using wood for siding is that you can get a lot of different styles with it. So we're going with just the charred, deep char, black look. We did use this same method for our soffits. So we used tongue and groove soffits, but we actually brushed the char off. And it gave this really pretty deep brown color with the grain popping through. And it's just another way that you can use this method. Just to make sure you got strong shoulders for that, because it's a lot of brushing. That's my only advice.
Okay, well, it's finally time to make the magic happen and get to burning. You wanna do corner boards?
I wanna do whatever boards, get these up on the wall. We rented ourselves this nice big propane tank, and that should hopefully give us a little bit more power when doing all these boards than just a barbecue tank.
The funny thing about propane tanks is when you use them at this high of output, they tend to get really cold. When it gets cold, it actually changes the vaporization rate, meaning it gets too cold to keep outputting at the same output. The bigger the tank, the less it does that. And what you could also do is manifold them and put like 2 together. And we still have our barbecue tanks. So if we have to take a break and let the tank warm up, we have a backup option as well. And if it's not obvious, we're using propane instead of the traditional method just for ease. Just in case you don't want to overburn, there's a shot. And of course, burning on a non-flammable surface and having water on standby just in case. Sweet sounds of sizzling.
We've got our first 5 boards. We've got 3 there, 2 there. And now we're just giving our propane tank a couple minutes to cool.
Well, it's the opposite. A couple minutes to warm.
Sorry, a couple minutes to warm. But overall, this is burning great. It is taking a little bit longer than I anticipated per board, but it's definitely faster than the dual barbecue tanks that we had. So it's gonna be a labor of love.
Yeah, it might take a while.
And it's gonna look very great when it's done.
With the first batch of boards all done, we gotta cut them up to size so that we can install the first row.
You know what we could do? I can kind of hold this up until we know we're like covering the bottom completely.
And then we can do a control line from there. We used a laser level to find a control line and placed it to hit multiple walls so all the first boards will match up on all the walls.
You wanna grab that? And I'm gonna back up beyond this.
Nice and taut. It's overlapped so much that the laser went from green to blue. Because it's hitting the purple.
Sick. I think this is the last one that oh no, I could see it up to here for sure.
I guess we should say, we decided that we aren't gonna do mitered edges. We did a little research on a break.
We were on a break!
Not only are they more difficult, which is not good for us, but also
It was already a stretch.
with a wood product, they can separate over time and warp, and then all of a sudden you have this massive gap. So we're just gonna do the old classic covers, which is basically a duplicate of the way the strapping is. We're gonna butt them up, and then we're gonna cover them after.
Here is the tricky part.
It's only tricky because we've never done it before. So we need to fasten this bug screen to our first board and make the bug screen taco. Yeah, like that, that's perfect.
Maybe even down slightly. It just needs to be like in line with where it's gonna be because we won't have much wiggle room side to side.
Check out where's the knee pads? There's also a reason why I wore black, and you wore pink.
I ran out of staples. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Sometimes we're so ill-prepared, it boggles my mind.
Everything's clunky. I'm going as fast as I can, I'm so sorry.
I'm not a very good whistler, so. How's this for a spacer? Your setup?
Ow!
So we're doing a combination of galvanized finish nails and black exterior screws, face screwing them every few battens for the main structural hold. And then to make sure that there's no cupping or warping, we're using this sucker. There we are, first piece done.
Yay!
Only 1 million to go. Speaking of which, someone's ready.
So this is pretty cool to see the difference. The pine shiplap that we got is kind of like 2 sides. It is like a rough side that is still usable, or a smooth side. We're burning the smooth side, and then it's turning into this really beautiful alligator char. It's gonna add a lot of the depth to it, but you can still see some of the grain through it, which is cool too.
It is cool that it's a natural wood product. The char just does all the protection.
All from a piece of pine.
Way better than vinyl.
Way better than vinyl, just maybe a little bit more labor intensive.
We brought these pieces to do the small burn, and Benji was just like trying to paw for our attention and just put a whole claw mark in it. We have to use it. Forever a paw scratchy. Okay, you cut those.
Okay.
And I'll burn these, and then we'll be able to put like 6 pieces up.
Cool.
Cool?
Cool. Ow, that actually kind of hurt.
We never do that. Why did that feel weird?
Because we never do that.
With the first pieces in, the bug screen installed, we were ready to absolutely power through. Because the truth is, we got a lot of work ahead of ourselves if we want this cabin to absolutely transform.
Baby, you set my soul on fire every morning and every evening. Ooh. And maybe we can't get
Double check rubber. Hang on.
but if you like to take a ride,
so far.
Pretty cool. This is gonna look so good.
The black and the charred, brushed brown soffits. Pretty cool.
It's a new day. It's a little bit more chilly today, and there's only one way I can think of to warm up best, and that's by getting back to it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's really cool seeing it like pulling up for the first time and just seeing this like dinky little square done. And you can really envision how it's gonna look when it's all done, and I think that's what's fueling us today.
But what about that?
Ask me about that again in a couple hours, and we'll do a little update where that's done too. Hopefully. We've upgraded our gear a little bit. Found these cool little clips that you just attach to your belt, and then I never have to leave my gloves all over the place because there's a lot of on and off with this task, so.
Okay, go burn.
Yep.
It's now day 2 of siding, and to be honest, we're disappointed with how far we got. But honestly, that prep work, it took forever. We realized that this is going to be a labor of love, and boy, do we love the look of this charred wood. Benji.
I have noticed that some of the pieces of the wood that we have, hi buddy, are already cracked, like this one for example, and I do think burning it can exacerbate it a little bit. So what we're doing is we're just chopping that end off and then measuring from there. So I don't think it's just the burning that's doing that. I think like some of our pieces of wood are coming kind of pre-cracked at the end. There's gonna be some imperfections with it as well, but that's also what makes it beautiful.
Just like us.
Like, I think that depends on who you ask.
So right now we're just working away on our independent jobs. Paige is going crazy with the burning, trying to get ahead. And I've actually stacked a whole bunch of pieces. She's way ahead of us. With these small pieces, I'm able to do them alone. So she's getting ahead on the burning while I install these little pieces beside the door until we get to the top. Burning party on the driveway. Burning party on the driveway. What's nice is once these boards are cool enough, we can stack them into piles for later. So we don't have to just lay them all flat, one high, which is nice. Think you want a naughty one?
Yeah, looks nice.
One thing I noticed when I was cutting these smaller pieces is I had a board that had a ton of knots. We are using pine, but then I went and found a board that didn't have knots in it. So I could also cut that. So I stopped halfway through the knotty board, got a clear piece so that we can balance it up, because it would just be like a ton of knots and then it'd be like clear. Instead we can kind of choose and scatter them around. I mean, I prefer it without knots, but this gives it character. Also, wood's expensive, so pine was the cheapest option. Honestly, wood is expensive, but this really felt right for our project, to have a rustic, sharp looking cabin in the woods. Oh, I guess I lost my other shim. Can you get my belt? Wow, they're so kind. Nope, miss up. Yep, give me a hug where you're at it. Yeah.
Are you nailing it? You want some ear muffs?
Yeah.
Anything else I can get for you?
Yeah, I could use like a iced tea.
There's a shim
A
here.
matcha. I think I've had a matcha once. Drink green tea every day and I've had a matcha once. All right, my plan here is to get this perfect and then that's it, get it perfect. I could double check this and like that's level.
Do you want me to go cut you like 3 more pieces for that far side?
Yeah, sure. Well, everything here in our cabin build is a learning process. And we're just figuring out little strategies to make it work better. So now I just gotta repeat the process 900 times. That's the plus side about doing something over and over. You do get a lot faster as you go. Okay, so we got both sides of the door mostly done. Unfortunately, we hit a point where we can't keep going with the sizes that we have. We now need to go fully across. This is too much of a gap above the drip cap. So we gotta notch this out and go all the way across. Just the two of us, trying to build a little cabin. Just the two of us, winging it. I have 98 3/4.
98 3/4. 98 3/4.
98 3/4. 98 3/4. 98 3/4.
And then this one was 42.
Oh, that's not the song though.
98 3/4.
98 and 3/4. 98 and 3/4.
98 3/4, let's go.
You'd hope we wouldn't forget the measurement after that silly song gets stuck in our head.
98 3/4.
It's a big gap there, lady.
That was once there. Test her out, see if she fits, and then we can burn it. It seemed like the best route, so we're not chewing up the board with the saws, and then also so we're not getting ourselves as dirty. All right, let's test her out.
I mean...
Are you kidding me?
I mean, are we carpenters or are we carpenters?
I don't know where this wee's coming from. I'm the one that cut and measured that, but I'm just kidding. Is there enough?
Someone's got to hold the camera.
Dude, we freaking nailed that.
Freaking nailed it. At least.
You know what? I don't know how to use a drill, but I do know how to measure. Now it's time to burn and hopefully not overburn.
With a successful scribe, it's time to burn this piece. It's definitely a lot easier to scribe first, make sure it fits, then to burn.
Let everyone know about my love, so I really hope you love me too. Yeah, I really hope you love me too.
I can't see. What does it say?
Perfect.
Sweet.
You're probably good. You can switch.
Thank God, get me off of here. Okay, go higher each time, eh?
That's the point. Pretty good, but I think my side has to come up a bit. So we need a 22.5-degree angle because we're now gonna start butting up to our pitch of our roof. And we're just gonna do a test piece to make sure we're not messing things up.
The 5, and then that's 20, 21, 22. It's right in the middle, so that's good, right?
Yeah, I like the inside of that, I think is the, yeah, I think that's it. So we're gonna measure the measurement that I gave you, and then from there we'll do it to 22, as that's our pivot point. Oh, you're gonna do the angle and then cut it flat?
It's the only way my brain can think of to do this right now.
I don't hate it. That's exactly how you do it, carpenter lady. The process was right, but the orientation of this was wrong. Because right now, if you look, this is like closer to like 75 degrees rather than it being like it's too steep. So right now it's more like this when it needs to be like this. Makes sense? It's flatter. It's closer to. Am I high? That doesn't look like a knot. That's what I mean. Like it just looks too steep. It has to be like this.
When we made our rafters with the angle of the ceiling, we used a larger framing square with some stair gauges on it, some clamps, and we can't bind it anywhere. So now we're trying to do it with different tools in a different method, and it's kind of breaking our brains a little bit.
So I tried to trace a line of what it's supposed to be. How do you do this?
Would we like to watch a YouTube video?
That would be smart.
We are currently experiencing technical difficulties with the Colin and Paige show. Please be patient.
Not sure? Find out. It looks good to me. We ended up figuring out the angle. We know that a 512 pitch is theoretically 22.6 degrees, but every time we did something that's 22.6 degrees, it didn't really quite look right. So what I did is the old school trick of a board like this. I measured from this corner 5 inches, and then I measured down 12 inches, and then I drew a line from them, and that's a 512. So now we're just using this as a template. It even says template. It's working. If it isn't obvious by now, we are rookie builders, and there is a lot of trial and error to be had. The moment of truth.
Ladder's not super stable.
Either am I. And somehow, some way, our template worked. All right, that worked all right.
Well, we are almost done our first wall. We just have the peak cuts left at the very top. So we're gonna press pause on that, and instead we're gonna start on this nice long wall with big boards, and hopefully it goes a little bit faster. Truthfully, I think the burning process has gone a little bit slower than we both kind of anticipated. And even though we started on a small wall, that also took a little bit longer than anticipated because there's so many cuts on it and so many like different boards to put up that I actually think our longer wall might either take less time or the same amount of time, because now we kind of know what we're doing. And the boards are super long, so it'll cover more spaces. So pause on this and we'll move forward on this wall. Another thing we're finding kind of tricky is keeping Benji off our burnt boards. We ended up having to stack them up because we got a little bit of rain overnight. And as soon as we uncovered them, this man, who loves to jump and climb things, left some muddy little prints on them. So that will eventually wash away with some rain, I'm sure. But just more signs of Benji on this build. He's a little agility dog. Anything that can be climbed, he will climb.
The only mountain he's yet to conquer is himself. The first step on the new wall is to extend the control line that we started with our laser level.
First board needs to end on strapping.
I think 180 3/4. I'm not sure what happened, but we decided to use a full-length piece as our starter. Maybe the key was a smaller piece, but yeah, smaller piece next time.
I'm out of staples. Can you hold it?
I have regrets.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. It's good. Oh, hello.
It actually wasn't as bad as I thought.
Oh yeah, you're not the one holding it.
Yeah, that's true. So we got our first board of this long wall down. It's just nailed on right now because it's kind of a two-person job to hold it, staple it, and make sure everything's level. So while Colin goes back in with some face screws just to suck everything in and hold it nice and tight, I'm gonna move on to some more burning because might as well. And we'll meet back up for the next board down there.
At this point, the sun comes out, and we're ready to absolutely crush this wall, fueled by the sheer excitement of seeing this project completed.
The birds are chirping, and the sun gonna shine. And I tell you one thing's been on my mind.
This one should be a little bit easier.
Let's make it brighter while we got the time. We are people that make it happen. You and me just reach out and grab it. And I don't know what you've been told, but it's our time, yeah, it's our world. We're all people that make it happen.
It's hot today.
I ain't complaining.
No, but I'm glad it's not any more warm out, or I'd be sweating.
I see a difference.
Coming my way a bit.
The day will come when all our troubles we've overcome.
I'm at 147 and an eighth.
147, and then this is
24 1/4. I'll cut on the line.
We're all people that make it happen. You and me just reach out and grab it. I don't know what you've been told, but it's our time, yeah, it's our world. We're all people that make it happen.
All right, we got it to fit, and she's all burned up. We're ready to go.
burning up for you, baby. Sorry.
I might actually burn today.
Yeah, you know, you need to go get sunscreen.
I do.
Pretty delicious.
Fire away. Our seams we're not really doing with any rhyme or reason. I think it looks better. You could do it like stepwise, like when people lay floors or whatever. But also, if you do it kind of random, then you can minimize the amount of wastage because you can just eventually use our offcuts. No rhyme or reason here for anything really, but for the popping specifically.
We are people that make it happen. You and me just reach out and grab it. And I don't know what you've been told, but it's our time, yeah, it's our world. We're all people that make it happen. Oh, let's make it happen.
The heck?
Natural bow on the board.
That's a crazy bow on the board. Show this on camera. We've had a couple boards either like cup a little bit in terms of like they're kind of like a C. This one is bowing like it's touching here. It's touching at the other end. And then there's a huge gap in the middle. This is the first board we come across like that. Maybe because it's a long board, but.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you can really see that on camera, but I can stick my whole finger in there.
But it's fine on that side.
But it's like it's touching here and it's touching at the far side, so.
And it's touching here.
Yeah. Maybe we can set this one aside and it could always be like this side of the window or something.
It's gotta be a small piece.
Yeah, I don't think we can use it as is though.
Okay, redo.
Do you remember what the measurement was?
Nope. Retry with the new piece. Don't know what song that is, but I made it up. Find it on Spotify. Imagine all my terrible parody songs are just on Spotify. Is that okay? Okay, let's speed up this process a little bit, shall we? Okay, we got to the part where we have to start trimming stuff around the windows. It's gone pretty well. We did a little time lapse and we had to take down a couple boards because what would happen is we'd get like a smiley face board and then a high point would come up and then it would change how the next one sits. So we found using smaller boards to kind of play with like how they are positioned on each tongue. Is that what you call it, Paige? I don't know, we figured it out. Trial and error. Some would say trial and tear. I don't know who would say that, but I did. So anyways, long story short, everything takes longer than we think. That is the theme of this build, and that is very true for siding. But it is worth it because it looks freaking cool.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, you also got some black on your face.
I probably have black everywhere.
You got that little scalp burn. We weren't prepared. We didn't even bring sunscreen.
No, I can't go anywhere without sunscreen because I'm so pale.
You might need to cover up.
The worst part is I'm wearing gloves.
It's like a golfer's
I'm
tan.
gonna have a really dumb tan. Well, burn.
At this point, we need to scribe around the windows on the large window wall. Luckily, Paige nailed it. And we get that thing in place and move on to the next. So Paige right now is working on notching out these pieces of shiplap. And then once we have those two window pieces in, we get to do at least 3 rows of small pieces, which is gonna be great. We're gonna divide and conquer. Paige is gonna do another batch of burning while I do all the small pieces.
This is how it's done. Come on, we've already begun. Now keep your arms down to your sides and move them in a circle. Just like that.
And with the scribed pieces under the windows installed, I can cut down all the small pieces, while Paige works her absolute tail off burning up all the boards.
Slow, baby. We got a long way to go. Choo choo. Choo choo. Choo choo. Choo choo.
Wow, we've got another absolutely beautiful day ahead of us today. And I think today could be the day that at least on these 2 walls, we can get it completely covered. What do you think?
Flipping hope so.
Yeah.
We knew this was going to be a labor of love, and it's amazing. We're so thrilled with it, but it's taken a long time.
We're also processing the wood ourselves,
Yeah.
which takes a lot of time. And I think the door wall really messed us up time-wise in the sense that we thought it would be quick. That being said, after last night, we were just kind of talking and reflecting on how good it looks and how there were periods of time where we never actually, like, it's just hard to believe we're at the stage of adding the siding and starting these transformations when we thought this day would never come.
I honestly didn't think that the sun and warmth was ever going to come, so I feel like we've been absolutely...
So blessed.
Yeah.
with the weather.
It's true.
Like when I'm burning or when we're installing, just like taking a step back and taking a look at how good it looks. And then also being able to say at the end of this, like, we not only built the cabin, but like we did all of that. And it just makes it that much more special. I don't know, there's more character, there's more variation. It's just like, no words. I don't really know what else to say. I love it. But it is taking a little bit of time.
Okay, the plan is this morning, I'm going to cut all these pieces and these pieces to length while Paige burns.
It's too cold to not wear a sweater, but it's too hot with a sweater.
You're going to be in the sun, and then you're going to fire 350,000 BTU.
Yeah, you're right. I'm taking it off.
Yeah. All right, time to work. It turns out processing your own siding and installing it takes a hot minute.
That you love me. Don't leave me all alone. No, I got to have you. Baby, won't you come on home? me understand.
This is lined up nicely. How's that?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Me feel so sad and blue. I miss you, pretty baby. I don't know what to do. When I get my arms around you, what am I gonna do?
Okay, so this one is 58.5 minus 1/8. 93 and 13/16 minus 1/8.
Still love you, baby. Can't you see? Please come back to me. Well, I can't go on.
One small problemo is this side is completely lifted. Why does this look like crap? But we've got a touch point here, so there's no gap at all here. On the other side of the window, it's not even touching the board below it.
And then it's touching there.
Yeah. So we've got some troubleshooting to do to see what the best route forward is here. I think we made a bit of a game plan, and what we're gonna do is tackle this the same way that we've tackled some of our other wonky boards, and that is just using shorter boards. So we're gonna kind of chop this up into a couple pieces. Hope it doesn't look too silly, and kind of play with the placement so that we can even it out. And then that way when we go to do the next row, that it's all kind of a little bit more gradual and more level and less like we're out by quite a bit.
We're having fun in the sun.
It's actually really satisfying to burn.
That would be manageable because like it's just slight off, and then the next one can compensate. Yeah, that's great. It gets harder and harder the higher we get up. Oh my God, we did it.
Is it level?
That's fantastic.
I'm trying to compensate for that high point.
You don't need to compensate. You're amazingly amazing and whole as you are.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you.
People telling me what a fool I've been to let you leave this way. Still love you, baby. Can't you see? Please come back to me. Well, I can't go on.
After overcoming that hiccup, we felt pretty confident that we're absolutely going to crush this wall today, and we can't be more thrilled.
Only left me. Said that we were through. Come on, pretty baby. Come on home with me. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on now.
What a fantastic job. I could hear it in the comments right now. That Colin and Paige duo just does such a wonderful job. Such great teamwork, camaraderie, and overall good vibes. 5 and 5/8.
5 and yeah. Okay.
Could you imagine? We're still doing it. The same thing over and over. But now we're actually cutting down the last and final row.
All right. First board, the last row.
Our goal at the beginning of the day was to finish this wall. And it looks like if all things go well, this final few boards, we're gonna do it. But we're talking about Colin and Paige here. Something always goes wrong.
As you can see, we are so close to finishing these two walls. But we experienced our first real hiccup, and that is, I think this gun is donezo. I noticed while I was burning the board before this last one that the pilot on it wasn't really working very well. I mean, propane and flame, I don't really want to mess with. So we're going to look into this, maybe see if we need to get a new gun, if this needs a cleaning.
I think it's a BRB.
Yeah, I think this is where we're going to call it for today, and we will be right back. All right, we're back. It's a little bit chilly today, but we've got a new torch, and we're going to test it out and hopefully finish those last few pieces. That's like ever so slightly open.
Oh, baby. A few bumps in the road, unexpected challenges, or even broken torches is kind of to be expected. As two rookie builders trying construction for the first time, we just take it as it comes.
I think the other one, in addition to the pilot just like not staying lit, I think it was burning a little bit inconsistent.
The alligator skin, we can tell that that's a bit of a deeper char than some of the other pieces. While this still looks good, it's a little bit more gentle of a char, even compared to that. And that has to do with heat.
Overall, This one works great.
With a few more boards and some trim, we are so close to finishing this transformation. Awesome. Next.
Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine.
And this is it. This is the final board to be burned and to be installed.
I'll show you mine.
All right, last board on the first side.
It's so sad.
Why is that sad?
It's awesome, but it took so long.
Yeah, because we're burning it. I bet you if we weren't burning, we'd be done by now.
That's true, that looks amazing. Let's face it really did take a long time. But we were so thrilled that we tried to do something out of the ordinary. That we said no to the off-the-shelf product and went for what we dreamed of.
Boy, I'm thinking about taking this banner down. If you don't take notice and come around. If you
Last piece. Paige did a beautiful scribing job. Good job.
don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Hey,
Let's go. All right, up, nice. Ready?
yeah.
Putting in the last few corner boards, the transformation is complete.
That was a lot of work. My body is toast, but wow.
It's everything I wanted and some. But I love the choice of the brown of the soffits against the black.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, the white door, it's not even terrible. We were gonna paint it. Kind of reminds me of Benji. Black with a little spot
white
of
checks?
white. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Transformation.
I don't know what to say. It's so cool. At the start of this episode, this cabin looked a wee bit different. This labor of love was worth all the extra effort. And for the first time, this cabin is starting to look like how we always imagined from the beginning. Hey, we got more transformations to do.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah,
Let's go.
time to go inside.